What exactly is Nen and what are the four major principles? Let's talk about it. So Nen is just the power system within Hunter x Hunter, and it's one of the best power systems across all of anime manga in my opinion. And to put it really simply, all Nen is your aura, a concept that's spread far and wide at this point. But within Hunter x Hunter, it just refers to this life energy that all living things possess. So because everyone has this life energy, technically everyone has Nin, but the name Nin is more so given to the practice and utilization of this aura as opposed to just simply having it. So Nin users are people that can actually wield this energy because in a typical scenario, let's say if you or I were walking the streets in Hunter x Hunter, this is what we would look like. This is our life energy and it slowly seeps out the top of our head like a tea kettle because we have no real understanding or control of it. And we would have no control because we would have no awareness of our nin nodes, basically these energy nodes all throughout the body, which can control the release and flow of your aura within your body. So a normal human would have most of these mostly closed, and that's why it would just leak out of the top of your head. However, if you're a nin user, you can control all of these nodes and thus dictate the flow of aura within and outside of your body. So if everyone has this life energy, but only some people are Nin users, what's the deal, right? How do you go about gaining this awareness of your aura nodes so that you can wield Nin? And we're told that there are two main ways that this happens. The first way is how we know that Zushi learned this, and that is the safe way and the standard way. And that is just to train and meditate and practice until you gain an awareness of these nodes and you are able to open them yourself and then start manipulating your aura. That will take much longer, but again, it's safer. The second and quicker way is known as the initiation method, and this is what we saw happen to Gon and Killua. And this way is actually frowned upon because it can be extremely dangerous. And how this works is a current Nin user will push aura into somebody in order to forcibly open all of their aura nodes. And the reason this is dangerous is because if all of your nodes are just pushed all the way open, then you are going to start flooding out your life energy. So if you don't have a grasp of these concepts and are able to control it shortly thereafter, then you are going to seep away all of your life energy and pass out, if not worse. So that is why this method is a bit frowned upon and is only used in very specific situations, such as Gon and Killua, who needed to get a mastery, or at very least a handle on this within a number of hours so that they could register for the Heavens Arena matches. So if you've got this awareness and you're able to wield this life energy, just what can you do with it? What is Nin used for? And here's why this system is so cool, because it is used for everything. We're really only limited by imagination and creativity when it comes to the different things people do with this stuff. You can power up your fist and punch real hard if you want to, or you could create a full-fledged video game, complete with created monsters and items that are all usable within the game itself. Or you could summon the statue of a bodhisattva to punish and punch your enemies by praying. Or you could create your very own version of Nintendo by searching for the love of your life in your perfect match. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself because before you'll be able to manifest your own unique ability, you've got to master the four basic principles of Nin, which are Ten, Zetsu, Ren, and Hatsu. So let's start with Ten. And Ten is the art of maintaining your aura around your body. Because remember, if you have all of these aura nodes open, your life energy is literally seeping out and away from you. But it doesn't have to work that way. Because with Ten, you can instead encapsulate that aura and force it to swirl around you, no longer escaping, but just there for you to utilize. So just as an example here, when Gon and Killua had their nodes forcibly opened by Wing, they were leaking their life energy all over the place. And again, this is why the initiation method is dangerous. But the two of them were quickly able to get a grasp on Ten. Again, the art of maintaining that aura around them instead of escaping. Next, we have Zetsu, and to put it simply, Zetsu is just shutting off or closing down your aura nodes, thus maintaining your life energy inside of you. You aren't utilizing it around you, it's not leaking away at all, it's entirely contained. And the primary reason you would use Zetsu is so you could cloak your presence. Other Nen users wouldn't be able to sense you and you could kind of fly under the radar. There are some more advanced applications of Zetsu, but we'll maybe get into those in another video. Next, we've got Ren, and here is where we start to build upon our foundations a little bit, because Ren is essentially just outputting more aura or enhancing the aura you are currently using. So if 10 is the act of just maintaining your natural aura around you, Ren is then pushing out even more aura to maintain around you to then utilize in some way. So again, if this is 10 and you're just kind of maintaining your natural aura, then this might be Ren, where you are pumping up the volume in order to do something with that aura. Perhaps you're using it to strike harder. Perhaps you're using it in preparation for a defense. Or perhaps you're doing it so that you can then use aura to manifest a unique technique. So in these ways, Ren is a display of your power because you are increasing your aura in order to do something with it. And often in Hunter x Hunter, we hear about what's called bloodlust or like murderous intent. And that is Ren, because Ren can be infused with your emotional state or your emotional intent, if that makes sense. And we see an example of this, well, numerous times, but here specifically in Heaven's Arena. When Gon and Killua first get there, they literally cannot progress on floor 200 because Hisoka is using his Ren with this ominous intent to literally force them away. And that was actually the inciting incident that got Gon and Killua to learn Nen, because they had to figure out a way to get past Hisoka. And as you can see here, they utilized 10 in order to defend themselves against his malicious Ren and proceed through the hallway. And finally, that leads us to Hatsu, which basically is just your own unique expression of Nen, how you personally utilize it. So Hatsu would be the development of your own ability and thus channeling your aura and your Nen in order to facilitate that and manifest that into reality. Now, when it comes to crafting your Hatsu, aka your Nen ability, like I mentioned earlier, there is a wide array of possibilities. But not everyone can just do everything. And in fact, individuals are limited not only by their own personal characteristics, but also by their specific Nen category, of which there are 6. And to run through them really quick, we've got enhancement, transmutation, conjuration, specialists, manipulation, and emission. And I'm probably going to make another like Hunter x Hunter 101 video diving into these with examples, and we'll just go a little bit more in depth. But for keeping this video a bit more simple for now, essentially where you fall on this graph determines what kind of ability you can craft. For example, Gon is an enhancer, which means he basically just makes his fists and feet real strong and can punch real hard, right? But then you'll have somebody like Kurapika, who is a conjurer, and that's why he conjured his Nen chains that he has his unique abilities with. He's a bit of a special case because Kurapika is also a specialist, but point is, where you land on this graph determines just exactly what you're capable of with your Hatsu. However, within that realm, you basically have the freedom to craft whatever you want based on your personality and characteristics. So to recap here, the driving force behind the Hunter x Hunter power system is Nen, and all Nen is your life force, or your aura. And in order to wield it well, you must master the 4 basic principles. 10, the art of maintaining your aura around your body and preventing it from leaking away from you. Zetsu, the art of shutting off your aura nodes and maintaining your life force within your body. Ren, the art of outputting more aura in order to use it. And finally, Hatsu, utilizing that aura and manifesting it into your ability. So I hope that makes things a bit easier to understand, because Nen is a really complex system, but once you get a grasp on it, it's so compelling because there's just so many different ways you can use it. And I want to give a huge shout out to Dim Ninjas who asked me to put this video together. Thank you so much for the support, man, and I hope this helped clarify things a little bit. And if you guys like this, definitely let me know, because like I mentioned, I may make this a series where we explain, all of the different Nen classifications, or maybe some of the more advanced forms and applications of the 4 basic principles. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. But as always, y'all, thank you so much for watching.